up and down, and then back to the reach to the finish. So yeah, not much time to overtake, not much time to do anything.
Indeed. And what kind of weather conditions we're going to have, Murray?
Yeah, light winds, 5 to 10 knots from the southeast, and which is a very odd direction for Sydney Harbour usually. So to replicate that in our virtual sailing, we'll do the best we can.
That's right. So let's.
Like in-game penalty dished out. Australia's really close on the. Oh, they had to dunk it in there to kind of slow down. They were going to run into the back of Canada.
This is the umpire. Disregard the game penalty on Australia. No penalty on Australia.
No penalty on Australia. That's good. All clear by the looks of it. China on the inside. They're going to make Mark 1 first. Spain close behind with Artemis in third. Pretty good speeds, 32 on Sweden there. China rounding the left-hand side first. Spain coming in on starboard. They're going for a left-hand turn too. Looks like more wind out on the right-hand side of the course now.
Everybody's choosing their right side.
Except France. France has gone.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Interesting choice.
See if it pays off. Australia, Germany, Canada, all way back in the pack. They're going to have to do.
Yeah, that's the key factor. Let's look at let's go on board and see how the tack is made. Exiting at just the edge of the board, like 16 knots. So I think this is pretty much almost at the edge of the foiling.
Really fast re-acceleration there out of the tack though. I don't know what he's doing. I'd love to know some of those secrets, but China rounding. We've got France coming up, and Spain might have the inside here. They've got the right of way. What do?
That's very interesting also situation, because that's where we have a little bit different set of rules about what the starboard boat can do or not do in the high-speed race. But here we see no foul. Everybody played fairly. Well, good. So now, who's gonna take the finish now? Really high on the sailor. How did it feel in this race just to keep the boat foiling in full manual? Was it difficult?
Very difficult. I didn't manage to really kind of master the foiling tack in this kind of weather. I was talking up full manual before, but I couldn't quite figure it out. I think most of my tacks I would fall off and have to go H1 for a little bit, just with one hull in the water. So I came out as sixth place. Isn't, that's mid-fleet. That's not.
Good strong start by China, France, and Spain. But I think there is really a lot to go. We have two boats, I think, that did not finish, and so they just scored zero points at the end.
Yeah, we actually don't have a New Zealand. The Black Foils didn't manage to make it out on the water in time for this regatta.
High-speed rules. So when the boats are coming, not to the gate, but to the mark, which will be around it to starboard, as we have over here the example from the training. And the boat in the traditional racing rules of sailing, there is no limitations on the starboard boat. So the starboard boat can actually, as long as it complies with all the other rules, it can continue sailing the course and affect the course of the port boat. However, in high-speed rules in America's Cup, there was introduction of the rule that also migrated later on to the match race, which forces the boat, which is on the starboard, in this case it's Brazil, to tack if they need to tack, if they're inside overlap right away boat and they need to change the tack, they cannot sail farther from the proper course if that would affect the course of the port boat. So it is remembered that in this
There, it's pretty high up.
So the race one had best starter Egris from Spain. So let's see, and he actually had unbelievable 0.02
Oh my god.
seconds. But let's see if anybody is able just to beat his record now.
1 minute to go. Looking pretty good on Sweden, coming in with speed here. Australia as well. Spain, Germany with speed. Clear start.
That's right. And now we have the best starter, actually, Australia with a 0.2 seconds.
Oh,
Okay.
pretty happy with that. That's nice.
That-
But look at this. Spain is rolling over the top of Australia right now. Australia can't get the speed up. And now they're going to be getting dirty wind pretty soon. But Germany coming in from...
After their rounding is also a pretty difficult feat.
Spain taking the first jibe back to... They're going for the left-hand gate. Australia follow. Germany, they've got a nice angle. They're going to have better speed going in there. But Spain, they've done pretty well to catch that. Tight in the pack here. Denmark going in on the inside. Oh, so close.
That was close.
See if there's any penalties there.
No protest.
Seems pretty
so
clean.
the
Australia
look of it-
rounding in second. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, but by the look of it, it was possibility for the Denmark to protest, but however, there is no protest and no in-game penalty, so all clear here.
Everyone's playing nice for now. We'll see how this upwind leg goes. Everyone.
That's gonna hurt. Germany is rolling them over. And it looks to me that this dip made it so that France is probably not gonna be able to lay to the mark. So they
They're
would
not
need
gonna
to
make
tack. No, they're not.
They're going to have to go through port, through the whole fleet just to... Oh, gee, that's going to be...
And look at this wall of that of the boats. I think finding you need to really thread the needle.
Here they go.
That's gonna be a tight cross over here.
Just in front of Denmark. Oh, again.
I think Denmark had to take an avoiding action here.
It looked like it. Australia as well. China taking avoiding action from
this
Australia.
is the umpire protest on Denmark, penalty, France, port boats not keeping clear.
Rolling.
And it just keeps going. Oh, whoa!
Look at this! Oh my god.
Collision. They went right into each other. What was... Oh my goodness.
What happened there?
Sweden had right of way and Germany just didn't react. And another... Oh,
This is the umpire, penalty Germany, port boat not keeping clear, and -3 points for the collision.
If we look over here in the replay from the umpires today, yeah, it was just a sudden course, or maybe trying to avoid the starboard boat, but a little bit too late. So yeah,
Germany just didn't see him, and then Artemis kind of try and avoid as well, and they just butt heads, which is rather unfortunate for Sweden. They were doing... They have good races every once in a while, but they're really not having very good luck so far in this regatta. Spain is coming into the finish line here. Results here, race 1 and 2. That's... What do we got? Cumulative results. China 19, Spain on 18, and France in third on 15 points, -2. They're still in third, so they're doing full manual trans. Well done. That's pretty good.
I think it starts to be shaping up already. Some contenders for the final. So obviously
Yeah,
the first two boats, China and Spain, are having a quite strong lead. Well, having said about the results for the Sydney, I must say that we already opening the voting for the race day for the Rio. So next weekend is the Sail GP IRL race in Rio, and immediately or quite soon after that one, we will have a Hydrofoil GP, which is on the replicated course with the same wind conditions that the Sail GP sailors experience. Yes,
clear start.
I thought that would be OCS, but actually China made the 0.15 seconds best start. Excellent.
It is in fact from the mast of the boat that the start line is OCS is counted. Artemis coming in nice and hot here, 34 knots. They're in space. They got everything that they've ever wanted. Artemis, Sweden. That was a bit of a stretch from China there. Look at them.
And this is the umpire confirming game penalty on Sweden, port boat not keeping clear.
Wow. Yep. It was, I mean, China that's probably one of the best penalties I've seen. They dug so deep there to get that on, and it was just so close.
Yeah.
But no collision.
You can see China was able to point down and then hold the course and then take the avoiding action. So I think this is a classic match race move, which that's where you can give the penalty to another boat, compared to if you're constantly just going lower and lower and lower and trying to hunt the boat. Usually that would be a no penalty call. So, but yeah, well done. China played it really well.
100%, and you can only just back up on the foils.
So let's go on board. What do you do then? Now, okay, they're back to the speed, and only then they are able just to point lower. But
You got to go on a reach, yeah, to get back up on the foils. It's really quite difficult to have any sort of depth when you're going downwind. You need to come all the way up, jump on the foils, and then you can point down, and you lose so much from doing that.
As often you could see that even we have Sydney time trial opened already, and you could actually also go and just compare yourself to the sailors which are on the screen right now, and also even Sail GP sailors compared to, that was quite close for China, but they managed just to stay clear from the other boats. So yeah. Head to the time trial and try yourself.
My goodness. And to take 5th place.
And this is the umpire. Penalty Spain. Both clear astern, not keeping clear. Penalty taken. And -3 points for the contact.
Oof. Collision contact penalty points dished out to the season leaderboard. That's no good.
We have the look how close that collision was. I think if we actually now just take a look, this is very Spain almost cleared it, but you just could clearly see that there's a tiny intersection of the polygons there, and that's where the whole collision happened. This is also amazing. That's how in this game the rendering and everything could be just so precise, and you can zoom in, so you could very clearly check what was the positions of the boat in every particular case. Yeah.
what a blessing it is to be able to replay all of this in whatever camera angle we want. We can zoom right around, zoom right in, and play it all in slow-mo. It's bloody wonderful.
Yeah, that's a great platform for learning. All right, so what do we have? All right, so what do we have? Race 3 ended. We have Sweden actually
Sweden on top.
taking. Yeah. And look at this, all 3 boats on the top, 23 points.
23
Sweden
points.
front.
Oh my god.
This is really close. This is really close.
It's flipped. China and Spain having that bad one, which it definitely was, has put them right back down to 3rd and 4th place. I was saying before it's going to be pretty much no doubt 1st and 2nd is,
and be prepared for the race. So we have an idea about the official training day, and after you will vote for the Rio, we will select the second best option before the event, which will be an official training day. It doesn't go to any results, doesn't go to, it might be umpired or might be not, but this is a place for everyone to gather around and then prepare a little bit for the race. Very like why we actually can benefit from the official training.
Yeah, I think in fact I was talking to someone else even about it, maybe Liam or just someone, and they thought of it just like almost a role play training day. And what better day to do it on is than the runner-up that most people have said they can make. And so yeah, just a bit more of a casual way of doing some races together and getting some training up. We're also thinking about maybe incorporating like a commentary coach training kind of role that maybe teams can extrapolate on, and it's been done before and we'd love to bring it back. Yeah.
Exactly. I think that would be a really great way for us to experiment and try the new things before, while actually making sure that we have a lot of sailors already in the place. So basically, that's very close. Oh, last minute laugh on Brazil. That was aggressive.
Good avoiding action.
No, but yeah, no foul, no penalty. And the best starter is on China, Diogo. 0.18 seconds. Well done. He went quite ballistic on that Brazil with that laugh.
Yeah, that was good control. Looking pretty good on France here. They might be able to roll it.
In Sydney, as we also see that in SailGP, most of the wins were actually coming from Australia, and they were all the time in the final. There's something about knowing that Sydney waters.
Yep, every Australian is from Sydney. That is how it works down under, and we are all sailors as well. It's just a fact of the world.
What a wonderful country to live in.
It is pretty good. Beaches are bloody lovely. Split pack here, but maybe into the 30s. France coming round. I see the acceleration. Compare it to China's. They hit 30. Just. I reckon I'd put that down to full manual. Better control, more nuance, and being able to control the boat better. Really. Oh, Australia diving in on the inside there.
Yeah, that was a good move, as Brazil was trying to get to the mark and slow down. They actually
play it nice, I think. Didn't want to get to the boundary and get caught out. If you fall off the foils, you're pretty screwed. And I think playing a clean race is up to 3rd right now. Maybe he can consolidate this into some proper speed. 29 compared to 28 on Brazil.
And very often, if you are taken to the boundary, you would just really need to react to what the other boat is doing, which has the room at the boundary, which gives you disadvantage in deciding when you want to jibe. You might be slow, you might be not ready to drop the boards, and so I think sometimes it pays off just to be safe. And jibe when you can jibe.
Now Brazil's fallen off the foils, having to take avoiding action from Australia. They might struggle to lay again. Brazil's not having a good day. Bad luck. They might struggle to lay again. Brazil's not having a good day. Bad luck. But they might get the inside here, and then Australia might have to do the same thing and duck inside on the inside again. See if they can pull it off. If they go wide, they can manage this. Yeah.
Yeah, so
He goes for it. There it is.
Oh, that is good move. That is a really good move. So enter wide, exit tight. So that's pretty playbook scenario. So the only issues here would be Australia be able to live here. No, they just need to attack away to keep their
and got to give it
clean.
Got to give props to Brazil as well. They've been doing a good job on jibing or tacking on the inside and managing to live there and just making it super difficult for the Australians. Back to the Brazil and Australia coming back together yet again. Australia
look at this.
tacking in front, yeah. But Brazil's got some speed. Maybe Brazil could go on the inside, but no, they want to keep clear air, stay on top. They might be able to roll over the top here. If Australia can't hold on to it, they're a bit loose. There's the finish line. They've done it. Rolled right over the top.
It is. So now there is a lot of
Gotta shake that off.
Let's see who's in the finals. So China, yes, that's is
Holy
not
moly.
surprised. And France, it's clear, but look at this. Third and fourth place. Same amount of points. It's a tie.
Oh my goodness. And Artemis on Sweden, they've had such a bad run this whole, they've managed to stay up there in the top of the leaderboard, and they've had such a bad run. They kept... They came in ahead first in the last race.
Yeah, so it works this way that when there is a tie, we'll be looking at the results of the last race. And if we look at the race 4, Australia performed better, so they took the 7 points. That's why they also would be positioned higher when this tie is resolved. So I think now we have how the start is important for all these races. So I think
China's way too early.
But they have room actually just to go up, but they might bleed the space and
5 seconds.
Lose a little bit.
4, 3, 2. Everyone's pretty slow. Oh, gee, clear start though.
Oh no, well, but I think Australia took a pretty good start with a good speed. I think that was the fastest speed. But yeah, still on par with France.
How's this drag race between the two full manual sailors? Who's faster? I mean, France has the better angle, and they're just, look at that, 2 knots faster, 3 knots faster. Australia just can't keep up. Oh, God. They're over the top. They've done it. Just.
China is... Yeah.
Wow.
You probably want to go as France all the way until the lay line, but that's only you get if you're in the leading position.
All right, everyone's made their last jibe to get to the bottom gate here. China could get on the inside. They've gone from 3rd to 1st potentially.
How is that happened? I think China was getting on the lower, was sailing lower and faster.
Lower and faster, and they just jibed earlier. And France...
And the other boat, even though the starboard, they would need to give you room to sail the proper course. So what's on your mind right now, Masa? Like, you're in the final. Are you just really thinking that I'm gonna now just push and take all kind of risks that is possible because it's all on the line, or you just think it's business as usual, so sail clean?
Pretty much. As you can see, I just tack there again, thinking, oh, another maneuver? Let's do it. Why not? Yeah, that's a good idea. Just trying to, but in all honesty, trying to do something different. I'm in the back of the pack already. The first drag race, that Mark 1 drag race right at the beginning, and France just going over the top of me. It was really demoralizing, to be honest. Like, I just can't keep up with this guy. Yet China managed to just get that
Already sailing on the better angle and in the better wind, but or
Exactly.
you could just try to stay in behind and find opportunity. For example, right now we saw that France dropped from the foil, lost a few meters, and the distance has decreased. So sometimes it's also about the patience.
Yeah, the left-hand side there where France and Australia seems to really be paying off. China have made a mistake going for the inside of the gate because, except, no, I spoke too soon. Let's watch the distance go back up. They're back up to 120 meter lead, just as they jibe back.
Now this close game between it was only like a minute ago that Australia was like 100 meters away behind France.
Yeah.
And just one drop of the foils and one bad jibe, and Australia is breathing on the and know when to take the risk.
You're not wrong. Look at that, 70 meters between China and France, and then only 40 between France and Australia. It's the exact same as the first gate. Really close. Nice rounding. Oh, Australia's had a little... No, they're off. They've fallen.
Oh.
That's rough. And they're going for they're trying to tack. What are they doing? Oh, no. Just to rub salt into the wound. They've decided to tack.
If you're close to the ley line, so you better actually attack. So I think now we see that China is on the thin ley line. Let's go on board and see how they manage it. The speed is barely 20 knots. Let's do the
They were pushing it as France is on 25, but it wasn't enough. China's made it, and they would have to have a pretty big stuff up to lose this one. I think event 3, Sydney goes the way of China. Diego Lima.
Yeah,
well done.
Played. We are right now in the whole standing. So
yes, let's have a look-see.
So after 3 events, so we have China leading, really good performance, and Spain and France as a team. And in addition to this, we have also individual skipper ranking, because the teams can be sailed by the different skipper. And good. First 3 sailors is Spain, Egris, Koop from usually representing from Belgium, but representing usually France, and Diogo Lima from Portugal, and representing different boats. So very often in Brazil, and this time there was in China. Gave this point to China. All right, and jazzy music. And let's
Rio de Janeiro.
Yes, Rio, here will come. What do you think about Rio event? It's gonna be next weekend. It's gonna be right in the center of this Gunabara Bay. I mean, I think gonna be Ikaro will just probably kill me for really for pronouncing all this. 6 knots.
6 knots. Wowee. What fun.
Yeah. Well, but gusting to 12. So I mean that's would be probably enough just to take off.
Potentially maybe quite a shifty course, although it looks like the wind direction's coming out from the sea, so maybe quite a stable wind with the occasional gust and things like that, but we'll have to wait and see.
And for Sunday, I think that start should be good. Maybe that would be our, hopefully, if the wind stays there, that would be our
Base it on the
wind.
Sunday, yeah, potentially.
Yeah. But it just really looks like it's gonna be raining. So if you're
gosh.
in Rio, bring the umbrella. It looks pretty neat.
That's
and
so,
fantastic.
wow.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. What a backdrop. That's going to be amazing.
I think the